Welcome to MMA Surge. I'm your host, Andrew the Squid Montanez, and on today's episode, I'm going to teach you how to throw the proper jab. The jab is one of the most important strikes in all of fighting. It is probably the first thing you should learn when becoming a fighter. So let's get to it. Alright, so let's go over how to do the jab. The first thing you want to do is establish a stance. I'm going to show you first the righty stance. You're going to be left foot forward with your right power hand in the back. And my feet are going to be slightly wider than my shoulders, knees slightly bent. Arms, make them perfectly straight and bring them up around your chin area. You could block, you can counter, you're kind of in a very good position. Once you have your stance, get used to the position. Work on stepping forward, stepping backwards. When I step forward, I lift my front foot, push off my back foot. When I go back, I push off my front foot and I land on my back foot. Always ended up not too close, not too far. Always ended up in that exact same stance. So once you have your stance and your movement down, we could add a punch. The jab is your lead hand punch, which is your front hand, and it's a perfectly straight punch. I'm gonna push off my back foot, sort of lunging over my front foot. I'm gonna extend my left arm perfectly straight. If you notice, my right hand never moved from my face. I step, push this punch straight over, and bring it back. Another key point with this is I want to step and I want to turn my knuckles slightly over. What this does is it exposes my lead two knuckles and makes them to the furthest position, making me slightly closer, making the strike have more chance of hitting. So once you have one jab down, we can start to add multiples. When you fight, you want to add multiple amount of jabs. So if I'm going to throw two jabs, I'm going to step twice. And what that second step does is it lets the energy transfer and it gives my second punch just as much power as the first. So now that you guys have learned the jab, I'm going to teach you how to use it with a few combinations. The first one I like to do is a double jab. When you throw jabs, you want to throw them in multiples. If you're only going to throw jabs, throw 2, 3. So the way that works is you're going to be in your stance. I'm going to step, I'm going to throw one jab, and since I'm already this close to my partner, I'm going to take another step, but it's just going to be up and down. It's not going to really cover any distance. It's just to transfer energy. So again, I'm in my stance, hands are up, feet are set, jab, jab. And every time you throw a jab, it should retract to your face the same way it went. It shouldn't come in any sort of different direction. It should come directly back to your face. So the second one we have is a jab cross combo. The great thing about a jab, if you're throwing them in multiples, it kind of blurs the guy's vision. It kind of lets him not be able to see too much. The jab, like I said, is not just used for any sort of power. It's a great judge of distance. So I can know that if I have the guy on the end of my jab, if I turn my hips, I have a cross that could punch past him and through him. So the way I'm going to do this jab cross combo is I'm going to put my jab out there. At the same time, my right hand is going to pull a little tighter to my face. And as my jab comes back to my face, the cross is going to come. I'm going to turn my back foot. This is going to be a perfectly straight punch that comes directly up the middle, and your knuckles turn over on the way that it comes to the face. And when you retract the same way, it goes in reverse. The knuckles come back out, and your hands go back to your face. That's the jab cross combo. Another one you could use is the jab into a takedown. If I'm a wrestler and I'm fighting a striker and I want to get the striker to the ground, I have to somewhat make him forget my wrestling ability. And a good way to do that is to throw a couple really snappy jabs at his face to change his eye line and take the focus off of his legs. So me as a wrestler, I'll throw a couple of jabs in the fight, and then when I'm ready, I throw one jab, but as I throw it, I lower myself down, leaving myself very close to his legs, and instead of bringing this punch back to my face, I'll usually just drop it down and use it as some sort of clinch work. So I go jab into my takedown, jab into my takedown. And lastly of the combinations, we have the jab hook combination. So you're gonna throw a jab with your left hand, your hand's gonna come back to your face, turn your shoulders over, and we're gonna throw a hook. So jab, hook. The great thing about this combination is If you're throwing a lot of jabs at a guy's face, he tends to do a parry, which will leave this side of his face open. So if you see that he's throwing these jabs, time a hook with the time that his face is wide open. Take those combos with you, use them, practice them, they're gonna help you a lot. So now let me show you a few of those combinations in full speed. This right here is the double jab. That's your double jab. You also have your jab cross. If you notice, you hear me breathing. Every time I throw a strike, I breathe. It makes the punch stronger. Got my jab takedown, jab hook. You could also throw these combinations to the body. So once you can start to pick up some speed with this once you get a hang of it. First thing, establish your stance, feet slightly wider than your shoulders, hands up at the face. Then have your movement forward and back. Once you have your movement down, get your jab. Jab, step, arm comes perfectly straight, right hand stays right at the chin, chin down, and make sure this punch is going slightly upward. Get the reverse and you're set. Don't forget the combinations as well. Double jab, jab hook, jab cross, jab takedown. A really good way to practice this is by looking in front of the mirror and seeing all your mistakes. What you see in the mirror is going to be what your opponent sees. So make sure what you're doing is very tight and very accurate. So be sure to check out our website, MMAsurge.com, and sign up for our email subscription list, and I'll send you 10 of my exclusive moves. I'm the Squid, this is MMA Surge, and I'll see you next time. So make sure you visit our website, MMAsurge.com, and sign up for our email list, where you can get 10 exclusive moves. And sign up for our email list, where I'll send you 10 exclusive of my moves. So be sure to check out our website at MMAsurge.com and sign up for our email subscription list, where I'll send you